神秘を解き明かす
AI tools for generating creative outputs like art and music are also generating a lot of debate in creative communities. Most of the controversy is about tools that seek to completely replace the artist. And of course, it goes without saying that the non-consensual training of these tools on what was on the internet at the time was, to put it very lightly, a decidedly uncool move. However, there's another set of tools that excite me a lot more that seek to augment the capabilities of the human creator instead of replacing them. One good example that comes to mind is the collaboration between Google Labs and rapper Lupe Fiasco to create text effects. This is a set of large language model tools that helps writers like Lupe level up their poetry or raps by generating different explosions of words, similes, scenes, etc. In the collaboration video, there's some pretty awesome moments where the tool gives Lupe some new ideas. The key here is that these tools are generating intermediary outputs that the artist can then refine or incorporate into their own work, not final outputs that are released or delivered directly to a client. On the composition side, I've heard that the generative music tool AIVA can be used in a similar way because the songs it generates can be opened in a DAW view and even exported to MIDI. Today, I'm excited to try out AIVA with all of you and to see what I can do with it. Let's see if it can be my composition co-pilot, like Text Effects was for Lupe Fiasco. I'd like to see what AIVA can do with a solo piano piece, piano and string quartet, a large ensemble piece, and then I'll feed in some of my own personal works to see what it comes up with. So yarimashou, let's dive in. Okay, I am opening up AIVA for the first time here. I've not read the manuals or anything. This will be a good test of how intuitive it is. So let's create a track from a style, from a chord progression, step by step, or from an influence. Let's see what the styles are that they have. Epic, world, symphonic. Everyone trying to be epic. So the different types of piano, soft, cinematic. So we're gonna do our solo piano piece first. That's not really what I'm going for, and I have a sense that this isn't really trained on the stuff that interests me. So let's look at these other modes. I'm interested to see what chord progression, step by step, and upload influence. I'm hoping that I'll get closer results to what I'm looking for on that. So chord progression, that is kind of interesting. So we can still pick a style. Let's say it's solo piano. Describe the chord progression you want to create. Let's say moody, somber for a sad scene in an anime. Let's see what it does with that. So it already has some extensions in there, like we have an F sharp minor 7. Let's say that I want something colorful, extended harmony chords, like floating through the clouds. Just all A7 sus2. Maybe it took that as like, okay, only one chord. Let's just say chords like floating through the clouds. Let's see. Great voicing. Let's say that I want to edit that a little bit. So we've got all these. We can make some really colorful ones in here. There's not a lot of awareness of where we are in the key. I'm assuming it's A. It seems like we're wanting to be able to generate chords that are outside of the key anyway. So, you know, not super tied to a key per se. Yeah, I don't know if I love this pull down menu format. It's just like a little unorganized. Like it'd be great to have these options a little more laid out for me. Ryuichi Sakamoto. Can you sound like Ryuichi Sakamoto? This part's great. Okay, so let's say that's my progression. It's kind of interesting. There's kind of a couple twists and turns to it. It's a little wandering, like a lot of the stuff that I've seen generated by AI so far. Doesn't really understand phrasing that well, but let's say that that's our chord progression. Sakamoto piano from chord progression. Okay, we're gonna write it out. Do-ba-da-ba-da. That's usable. Again, I wouldn't give that to a client directly, but I could run with that. And it even has an interesting chord choice that is like what Sakamoto used to do. So not bad, not bad. Let's make a folder, solo piano. All right, so now we're in solo piano and I want to create influences. Let's give it Fuyumomiji. We'll give it Pete Also's version of Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, which I've done another video about over here. This has a modulation in it, so that might mess it up. We'll do Opus from Sakamoto. We'll do one Mitsukyo. Yeah, kind of a weird anime girl album artwork, but it's good piano. Well, it is cat girl music, but it's really good cat girl music. This one I don't have a key for. I'll do automatic detection. I think since I have the pro version, I can just upload the full song. If you have less than that, I'm fairly certain you have to chop it down to a smaller segment for it to train on. We could not find a matching composition in our record, meaning this is too unique. No, nothing we've trained on sounds anything like whatever Kuji no something key sounds like. We'll make a new folder, piano and strings. If this delivers what it's claiming, I am very interested. We've got two for this. I've got a Joe Hisaishi tune called Kids Return. This one we're kind of trying to do a more hype tune that's piano plus strings, still in this Japanese style. Who knows if it's able to do this style at all, right? It seems like it's not necessarily taking East Asian genres into account. One more. This is from Genshin Impact. I don't know the key of that one either. Let's go to compositions. What's this step-by-step thing? Yeah, I'm not really getting these style. I think it's a lot more geared toward producers than it is toward folks like me. Like, I just want solo piano, soft cinematic. Yeah, okay, so this is the flow from before, like Princess Mononoke. That is definitely a fine basis for a tune that would have taken me a little while to come up with myself. All right, so we're gonna arpeggiate the chords. Like I said, I think this is a pretty solid intermediary output that someone more advanced could take as a starting point and then move forward, right? This is a lot better than fooling around on the piano for an hour kind of thing. I said Princess Mononoke chords. All right, good composition. We've kind of created it based on the standard workflow so far. So I can imagine you can get better about prompting the chord progression that you want and then editing it to be more musical before you go into generating more stuff. Nice, and our Princess Mononoke chords composition is now done. Slight like Gerudo Village. We don't have an A section and a B section. This is just for one idea at a time. Do that and then actually make a tune on your own. The second is that it seems from at least these two that have been generated so far, the general principle that the tool is using in order to get like output that sounds musical is, okay, I'm gonna have this tiered intro and a tiered outro. So it's just the chords, then the bass comes in, then eventually the melody comes in. Okay, that's the biggest moment. Then the melody goes out and the chords go out. So it's a very simple way of creating a structure. Realistically, all I'm really getting from something like this is is like, here's some chords and here's a melody that could fit over those chords. Just that is actually super useful. This would have taken me a while to come up with an idea for. So that's really cool. Let's see what this influences dealio is like. Use an existing influence. Let's make something like Fuyu Momiji. Create from an influence. Ensemble. Let's make a happy song in Kashiwa's style. Couple notes here. There's just an A section, so we're generating our Fuyu Momiji solo piano piece. So let's see what we've got. Wow. Not super impressed with this. That didn't work so well. It kind of developed in an interesting way. There was some nice kind of arpeggiation stuff that was going on, but the end result was not necessarily impressive to me. Let's try to make our ensemble slightly bigger. Modern cinematic or fantasy? Cinematic is going to have a different type of meaning in a Western context than it is in an Eastern context, but I'll let it slide. Battle theme for a JRPG like Final Fantasy. Simple harmonic idea. I think you could work with that, honestly. Seems like we're using the chord progression as the kind of kernel of generating the rest of the song. Let's have a listen. I'll be a little mean here. This melody's trash. But the rest of it is a banger. Like, I'm gonna steal this. Especially some of the syncopation that was happening. Like, this is tight. I could especially hear that with some breakbeaty kind of drum and bass type of stuff, which is dope. This is doing what it's meant to do. I didn't have any ideas coming into this. I've actually been a little afraid about writing battle music. Now I have an idea. I think we're getting good output with this step-by-step process. Let's say strings and woodwinds, mystical northern lights encounter. Yeah. Simple place to start from. I'm betting that all the styles are not really going to be affecting the musical material that's generated. That's more from the chord progression and prompt stage. But the way that they are going to influence it is that it's going to pick which instruments to present the material with. If I had this in my day-to-day workflow, I wouldn't really care about this part. I'm going to arrange it myself. I'm still not super impressed with the melody writing here, but I kind of liked everything else. This chord progression is a little weird because the C coming in a beat early just sounds a little weird to me. So I'm going to take that out. Pretty cool that I can just come back here and fix that. And now we're going to generate again. Let's see if it makes another trash melody or not. Melody's trash again, but everything else is solid. Once there's an idea to get started with, I am happy to write a melody on top of a tune that's already a B+. This was Mysterious Northern Lights Encounter. Yeah, honestly, for media composition, they're not working with much more material than that. This is going to be super useful for people doing that type of work. Seems like that Final Fantasy one got lost in the sauce. Let's try this influences workflow again. I don't know if I want to make it scary. Cool. Let's see what it tries to write in response to Joe Hisaishi's Kid's Return, which is a great tune if you've not heard it. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. I haven't been very impressed by this influences workflow so far. I think I'm getting much better results with the step-by-step workflow, especially if I do a little bit of work in that first chord progression step. Let's say that I wanted to download this. So you can either have it as the full thing or just the piano part. I made this. I have full copyright. If you record your screen while using this, even if it loses your idea, you've still got it. Yeah, so you can get stems from it. It can render the stems. Honestly, like the quality of the software instruments, I don't think I would want Wave of any of this. MIDI will do just fine. Thank you very much. Exploration music for a snowy winter level. That could work. Seems like in the prompting, it's either like happy tune, A major, or sad tune, C minor. And we're doing pretty simple diatonic things within either of those, which is fine. That's kind of the bread and butter of a lot of media music, right? You could, as a professional media composer, get a lot done with just this. Let's try to get something different. High energy anime opening with 7th and 9th chords and a tritone substitution. Let's see if it can do that. Wow, not impressed by that. A creepy series of minor 9 chords. All right, there are some minor 9 chords in it, so that's good. Woo! I want it to be faster. But that's not creepy at all, but that's a really cool series of chords. I'm gonna steal that too. Now I'm drumming with my hands. Oh shit! No! Go back! Oh no! Let's say experimental chords with ninths. Make sure to hit the next button, not the generate button. So it seems like if I change the style, it's going to actually generate different material, which is interesting. Yeah, this doesn't necessarily follow a single key. That could honestly be used as a sample in a jungle tune. Let's say it's jungle tune piano sample. Okay, that's a cool musical idea that if you've got an ear and you know how to develop an idea, this is a great place to get started. So I'm impressed by a couple of these things. Liquid drum and bass, wow, that's like exactly what I wanted to try. G and D alternating. In D flat with minor 7th chords. Why didn't you do that before? Tries to make something good. Tight. Hey. Cool. Pretty impressed by this. So we'll try one more. We're gonna have it make a gent tune. What are these? These are made by people who are like on the internet a lot. I've never heard of that. There's like Cybergent. Like, what is that, guys? Animals as leaders. Is prepared for battle. Generate. A D, then an E minor 7. Technical chord progression with major 7, sharp 11. Minor major 7? Yeah, it's kind of wandering, but let's see. At least this isn't what it was doing before. I'm Okay, like a little wandering, honestly. Like I would need to edit the chord progression some more, but at least it's something. The guitars actually sound pretty decent. Like that ambient lead sounds like a Meshuggah type of lead, and the djent guitar and bass, at least it's close. This isn't putting anyone in that industry out of business by any means, but it's pretty decent. All right, so overall, I would say not bad at all. A lot of the melodies that were being generated, I probably wouldn't really use at all, but this is a great tool for someone with some musical experience for how to develop an idea once it's there. I'd imagine if you were just starting out and you were using ideas handed to you by this tool, you might have some difficulty developing them into something better than that. It's kind of like a B- type of idea. For a beginner, it would be pretty effortful to generate on their own. I hope you've enjoyed trying out AIVA with me. If you're interested in giving it a go yourself, you can sign up for a free account. Paid plans will offer you the influences feature I demonstrated here, copyright and monetization for your creations, and greater numbers of downloads per month. AIVA is also offering my students a 15% academic discount on all monthly plans and a 30% academic discount on all annual plans. After you make an account, just let them know that I sent you there and they can upgrade you at a discount if you'd like to do so. Have fun checking it out. Let me know what you thought of this new tool. And until next time, じゃあね.